History often views genocide and massacres as a sudden act of human evil, an unpredictable flash of madness that consumes the minds of the citizens of a nation or a tribe. Historians like Doris Bergen have suggested an alternate viewpoint to this assumption. Bergen specifically compared the precursors of the Holocaust to a burning house, which crumbles into flames through the ignition of smaller, less threatening sparks. For the Holocaust, Bergen identifies 4 distinct features which she believed ignited the germination into genocidal flames: anti-Semitism, racism, the impact of World War I on the value of human life, and expansionism. But if we look into alternate historical events, we find that Bergen's burning house analogy doesn't always play out the same way. Genocides and massacres do not all share these specific precursors. For example, look to the Haitian Revolution of 1804. The massacre of the French population was not born of expansionism or a prior war that devalued human life. It was a violent reversal of power over the French population after the African people of Haiti had gained their independence. The newly established Haitian government gave full authority to their military to kill all remaining French colonists through gruesome and brutal means. Even the great figures of history, Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, utilized brutal massacres and total erasures of people as a calculated tool. Alexander wiped small nations off the face of the map simply for resisting him, and Genghis Khan massacred entire villages and violated many women to the point that he is attributed with the death of 15 to 20 million people. He eliminated so many people from the earth that it's suggested he scrubbed 700 million tons of carbon from the atmosphere caused by human intervention. These events may seem wildly different, but there is a common theme that connects them. We can distill them into 3 separate but connected pillars that exist across time. The crisis of identity. The creation of a redemptive narrative plays a large role in the progression towards extreme action. Whether it's the Young Turks seeking to create a pure Turkish state, or the cultural revolution of the Chinese young against their elders and elites, a common precursor is a nation defining its greatness by the exclusion of an other. The state of exception, whether it's a war, a famine, an economic collapse, a surprise attack, an act of terrorism, a riot, or so on, extreme actions are presupposed by extreme events. Maybe a single or multiple events, it's impossible to know until the after effects have already occurred. Ultimately, a group does not decide to snap into committing atrocities against another group for no reason. There tends to be a deciding moment which causes one group to blame another. Lastly, administrative evil. Genocides and massacres are rarely as simple as a riot. The largest and most effective massacres are preordained and declared. It is made into law, or it's the societal norm and practice. It becomes organized rather than random, and it's therefore the primary function of the society rather than a simple sentiment among its people. Ultimately, all these aspects together bring us to a reflection of the modern world in a post-World War II society. It is common for people to be astonished at the potential for human violence, and for many, it seems impossible that such a thing would happen at that scale ever again. As legal theorist and juror of the Nazi regime, Carl Schmitt had argued, the collapse into violence isn't simply a failure of the state. It is often a feature of it. Schmitt had predicted, prior to the rise of fascism and the Nazi regime, that liberalism would struggle to contain the fires that lead to extreme violence. He's most famously quoted for writing that sovereign is he who decides the exception, and that the true essence of politics lies in the distinction between friend and enemy. And any society that attempts to ignore these distinctions serves only to enhance the house fire that follows. If we rely on a specific set of steps to predict genocide, we will always end up looking backward. History shows us that massacres do not follow a stagnant blueprint and can sometimes be sanctioned by the very laws that were designed to prevent them from ever occurring. The house that Bergen describes doesn't burn because of simple hatred or racism. It burns because someone, somewhere, decided that extraordinary measures, even unpalatable ones among most people, were necessary for the greater good. The ability to predict these atrocities is simply not one we have, even today, because by the time the stages have become obvious to the rest of us, a sovereign power has already decided on an exception, and the house is already up in flames.